The first light of dawn spills across the African savanna like liquid gold, turning the dry grasses into a sea of shimmering fire. The world stirs slowly beneath the pale pink sky, a moment suspended between silence and sound, stillness and awakening. In the east, where the horizon breathes warmth into the chill of night, a soft wind carries the scent of acacia and dust. The air hums with life unseen, insects vibrating in the underbrush, birds beginning their first songs. And somewhere far off, the echo of movement, deep, rhythmic, and deliberate, the heartbeat of the savanna, the heartbeat of the lion. Around her, the rest of the pride lies in scattered repose, bodies stretched in the soft earth, chests rising and falling in perfect rhythm. They are the rulers of this endless plain, yet their rule is quiet now, wrapped in the peace of early morning. Beyond them, the world is wide and infinite, endless grassland stretching toward eternity, dotted with wildebeest, zebras, and the distant silhouettes of elephants moving like ancient spirits through the mist. The lioness stands, her muscles rippling beneath her skin, the embodiment of power wrapped in grace. She gazes toward the horizon where the light grows stronger, sensing the pull of the day ahead. Hunting hours are brief in this land. The cool dawn a fleeting gift before the sun turns fierce. She walks silently, paws pressing into the soil without a sound. Behind her, two cubs stir, small, round-bellied, their eyes bright. With wonder, one tumbles over the other, clumsy and full of life, a contrast to their mother's solemn purpose. Their play is innocent, but their future will be shaped by the laws of this unforgiving land. Strength, patience, unity, and courage. A low rumble spreads through the grass. The sound of the male's call, deep, resonant, ancient. It travels across the plains like thunder over the sea. He stands not far away, mane illuminated by the rising sun, each strand glowing like molten bronze. His eyes, amber and knowing, hold the wisdom of generations. The king does not rush. He commands simply by existing. Around him, the air seems to tremble. Birds pause mid-flight, smaller animals freeze, and even the wind seems to listen. His roar is not just a sound. It is a declaration. I am here. This is my land. This is my family. The pride gathers. The lioness returns, her cubs darting at her heels. Another female joins them, her flank scarred from past hunts, a mark of survival and devotion. Together, they greet the male with low purrs and gentle touches, their bodies brushing in wordless understanding. This is not merely dominance or duty. It is kinship, a silent bond forged through seasons of drought, hunger, and plenty. The lions know the language of touch, the poetry of scent, the rhythm of heartbeats that move in harmony. In the vastness of the savanna, where death is as constant as dawn, such bonds are sacred. The hunt begins quietly. The lionesses move in formation, a symphony of stealth and intention. They fan out through the golden sea of grass, eyes fixed on a herd grazing ahead. Each motion is measured, each step an echo of ancestral memory. The cubs wait with the old lion, hidden beneath the shade of the acacia. The male watches them with the patience of eternity, eyes half closed, ears tuned to every vibration in the earth. Time seems to hold its breath. Then, a flicker. A single wildebeest lifts its head. The spell breaks. The chase ignites. Grass explodes beneath pounding paws as the lionesses surge forward. Power and precision fuse into one. Their muscles coil and release like springs of pure energy, breath slicing through the air. The herd scatters in panic. Hooves drum against the ground, dust rising in chaotic swirls that paint the morning sky. For a heartbeat, the world is all motion, all pulse, all fire. And then, silence. The hunt ends as swiftly as it began. The lionesses stand over their prize, a young wildebeest. Its life returned to the circle from which all life is drawn. There is no cruelty here, no malice, only the eternal rhythm of the wild. The lions feed not from greed, but necessity, not from joy, but balance. The cubs are called forth, their small faces timid and curious. They eat beside their mother, learning the truth of survival. The male approaches last, his slow, majestic walk scattering the dust in quiet reverence. When he lowers his head to eat, Even the vultures waiting nearby seem to hesitate, respectful of his silent reign. As the sun climbs higher, the savanna bursts into its full blaze. Heat shimmers in waves over the horizon. Insects rise in clouds. The wind stills. The lions retreat to the shade once more, bellies full, breath heavy with contentment. Around them, the world continues, the endless circle of life humming beneath the vast African sky. Giraffes move in languid grace to the north. A herd of elephants gathers at a distant waterhole. Overhead, a pair of eagles spiral, their cries lost in the wind. Every being here is connected, by hunger, by instinct, by the unspoken law that governs all living things. The camera of the mind pans wide, a sweeping view of the golden plains, the pride resting beneath the lone tree, the horizon burning in shades of amber and fire. The narrator's voice, soft, reverent, eternal, might whisper, "Here, in the heart of Africa, where time itself was born, the lion stands not merely as king, but as keeper of balance. His reign is written in dust and dawn, in blood and beauty. And as long as the sun rises over these endless lands, his roar will echo, a hymn to life itself." As twilight approaches once more, shadows stretch long and cool. The lions sleep soundly, unaware of how their presence shapes the soul of this land. The cubs curl against their mother, dreaming of hunts and horizons. The wind sighs through the grass, carrying their scent into eternity. Above, the sky deepens into indigo, and the first stars begin to burn, ancient watchers over the eternal savanna. Night returns, and with it, the heartbeat of the wild, steady, endless, divine. The rain begins softly, as if the heavens themselves breathe upon the earth. Droplets fall like whispered prayers, tapping against the emerald leaves of the Indian jungle. The air is thick with the perfume of wet earth, mango blossoms, and wild jasmine, a scent so ancient and intoxicating that it seems to carry the memory of time itself. The monsoon has arrived, cloaking the forest in a shimmering veil of mist and renewal. And through this living tapestry of green and gold, a shadow moves, silent, fluid, and immense. The tiger. No creature embodies the soul of the jungle more completely than the Bengal tiger. Its every step is poetry in motion, soft yet powerful, elegant yet dangerous. The great cat moves like water, flowing between ferns and fig roots, its striped coat blending perfectly with shafts of sunlight filtering through the canopy. To the untrained eye, it is invisible. To the jungle, it is sovereign. In the golden light that pierces the rain, the tiger's fur glows like molten fire, its eyes twin lanterns of amber, fierce, intelligent, and timeless. The tiger pauses near a small clearing where rainwater gathers into a shallow pool. Frogs croak in chorus, insects hum, and somewhere above, a peacock screams, a note of warning that ripples through the forest. The tiger lowers its head, its reflection trembling in the mirrored surface of the pool. A droplet lands between its eyes and slides down its muzzle. In that still moment, predator and prey, sky and soil, life and death, all merge into one vast, sacred silence. Beneath this beauty lies hunger. The tiger's world is ruled by instinct, an endless rhythm of search and survival. The monsoon brings abundance to the jungle, but also cloaks danger in shadow. Every rustle of leaf may conceal a somber deer or a rival tiger. The great cat moves onward, muscles rippling beneath rain-slick fur, its tail brushing the wet grass. It follows the scent of life carried by the wind, sharp, fresh, unmistakable. Deeper into the forest, the rain thickens, drumming against the great banyan trees, like the beating of ancient drums. Vines hang heavy, and the ground turns soft underfoot. The tiger slows its pace, nostrils flaring. Ahead, through a curtain of rain movement, a herd of cheetah deer, grazing cautiously at the edge of a clearing. They flick their tails nervously, sensing the weight of unseen eyes. The tiger crouches low, its body melting into the earth, invisible but all-seeing. Every muscle is a coil of patience. Every breath, a thread of anticipation. Time stretches thin. The rain pauses. The air stills. And then the world erupts. With an explosion of motion, the tiger lunges, a streak of orange and black lightning across the green. The deer scatter, hooves slicing the mud, hearts racing against the thunder. The tiger's power is absolute, a fusion of grace and ferocity, of nature's art and its law. It leaps land, strikes. The jungle shudders with the impact. The circle of life tightens once more. Silence follows. The rain resumes, washing over the forest as though to cleanse the act of its necessity. The tiger stands over its prey, not triumphant, not cruel, but fulfilled. There is no malice in its eyes, only purpose. The cycle continues as it has for millennia, life giving itself to sustain life. The tiger feeds, its breath steady, the rhythm of survival echoing beneath the symphony of rain. As the storm deepens, lightning splits the sky, illuminating the forest in a burst of white fire. The tiger retreats beneath a canopy of broadleaf trees, where her cubs wait, two small bundles of striped wonder, blinking in awe at the storm. They nuzzle their mother, purring softly, their tiny bodies vibrating with warmth and trust. She licks their heads tenderly, her rough tongue a promise of safety in a world both beautiful and merciless. The cubs play, batting at fallen leaves, pouncing on each other, practicing the art they were born to master. Their mother watches, eyes soft but alert, love and vigilance fused in a single gaze. The rain begins to fade, leaving behind a glistening world reborn. Steam rises from the forest floor, mingling with the mist that clings to the ancient trees. Sunlight filters through in beams of gold, transforming every droplet into a diamond. Butterflies emerge from hiding, dragonflies dart above pools, and the jungle awakens once more to song. The tiger and her cubs step into the open clearing, bathed in light. For a moment, they appear ethereal, spirits of fire and rain, guardians of this lush realm. A call echoes in the distance, another tiger, deep and resonant, marking its presence. The mother's ears flick toward the sound, her muscles tense, her tail swishes slowly. The forest may look serene, but its peace is a fragile balance of power. Each tiger's territory is sacred, carved by scent and memory. To trespass is to invite conflict, and yet these borders shift with every season, every flood, every hunt. She knows this dance well, the art of survival written in the patterns of her stripes, as unique as the stars. As twilight descends, the jungle transforms once more. The air cools, and the scent of damp earth grows stronger. Fireflies begin to glow between the trees, tiny embers in the green darkness. The tiger leads her cubs along a narrow path toward their den, their silhouettes rippling against the fading light. In the distance, the sky burns crimson and violet, the monsoon sunset, fleeting and magnificent. The jungle hums in quiet reverence, as though honoring the beauty it shelters and the life it takes. The camera pulls back. The tiger disappears into the vast emerald sea of trees, her trail swallowed by shadow and mist. The narrator's voice might whisper softly. In the heart of the monsoon, where rain weaves life into every leaf, the tiger walks as both hunter and guardian. She is the breath of the forest, the fire in its heart, the silence between thunder and bloom. And as long as the rains return, so will her kind, keepers of balance in a world made of light, shadow, and eternal renewal. The jungle sleeps, its secrets wrapped in fog. Somewhere in the distance, an owl calls. The rain begins again, light as breath. And beneath that endless canopy, the tiger dreams of rivers and thunder, of cubs grown strong, of the ancient pulse that binds all life beneath the rhythm of the monsoon. Evening drapes the jungle in velvet shadows. The last light fades behind the hills, leaving streaks of amber dissolving into indigo. Crickets begin their nocturnal hymn, and the air hums with the promise of mystery. The heat of the day slips away, replaced by the cool breath of twilight. Among the tangle of roots and vines, where moonlight weaves silver patterns through leaves, the leopard awakens. To the untrained eye, it is invisible, a phantom stitch from darkness and light. The leopard's rosette coat catches faint glimmers of the rising moon, like constellations scattered upon moving muscle. Each spot, each flick of its tail, carries an ancient story, one of stealth, solitude, and survival. Where lions roar and tigers thunder, the leopard whispers. It does not need to announce its power. It lives in the spaces between sound and silence, shadow and shine. It is the ghost of the forest, unseen, yet always present. In the fading glow, the leopard stretches along a moss-covered branch high above the ground. Its body flows like liquid, muscles rippling beneath the golden pattern of its fur. From this lofty perch, it surveys its kingdom, the dark forest floor below, where deer tread softly and monkeys chatter nervously in the canopy. The leopard's gaze is calm, deliberate, calculating. It waits for movement, for rhythm, for the precise moment when the pulse of the jungle aligns with its own. A soft breeze stirs the leaves, carrying scents. The musk of boar, the sweetness of fruit, the damp perfume of rain-soaked bark. The leopard inhales deeply, nostrils flaring. Somewhere below, a small sound, the delicate crack of a twig. It freezes, ears turning, eyes narrowing into slits of gold fire. The jungle holds its breath. Even the wind seems to pause, respecting the silence before the storm. Then motion, a small antelope, stepping gingerly into the clearing. Its body gleams under the moonlight, unaware of the danger that watches from above. The leopard's tail twitches once. Its paws grip the branch, pads soft as silk, claws sharp as secrets. Gravity bends in its favor. The leap comes sudden and silent, a blur of grace descending from the heavens. The jungle explodes in rustling leaves, a gasp, a heartbeat, and then stillness once again. The leopard stands over its prey, chest heaving softly. Its amber eyes reflect the moon, serene and distant. It does not roar, does not linger. With quiet strength, it drags its kill into the branches, hoisting it high above where hyenas and jackals roam. This is a leopard's art, solitude and cunning. While others rule through strength in numbers or brute dominance, the leopard survives through intellect, through an elegance of strategy honed over countless generations. As it feeds, the forest breathes around it. Fireflies rise like sparks in the earth, swirling in patterns that mirror the constellations above. The moon, now high and full, spills light over the treetops, turning every leaf into silver. The leopard finishes its meal and rests, draped across the branch like a shadow in repose. Its head rests upon its forelegs, its eyes half closed but alert. It is both predator and poet, a creature that embodies the quiet majesty of the night. In the distance, a hyena laughs, a cruel, echoing sound. The leopard lifts its head, gaze steady but unconcerned. High above the reach of scavengers, it remains untouchable. The laughter fades, swallowed by the forest lullaby of cicadas and owls. Beneath the starlit sky, life continues, unseen dramas playing out in every corner of the dark. The camera of the mind draws closer, to the leopard's eyes, glowing faintly like twin suns in the void. Within them, you see a reflection, not of fear or cruelty, but of patience, awareness, and the knowledge that every life here, even the smallest, contributes to the eternal balance. The leopard is not chaos. It is order disguised as silence. It is nature's reminder that strength does not always need be loud. The night deepens. Mist begins to creep between the trees, turning the jungle into a dreamscape. The leopard moves again, effortlessly, soundlessly. It glides from branch to branch, descending to the forest floor where moonlight paints ripples across the wet earth. A shallow stream flows nearby, murmuring over stones. The leopard pauses to drink, the water trembling around its reflection. Above, an owl watches, one predator observing another, each bound by the same ancient law. As it drinks, the leopard senses something, a faint vibration through the soil, the movement of another. Its muscles tense, ears perk forward. From the shadows, a rival emerges, another leopard, larger, older, eyes burning with challenge. The air thickens with tension. No growl, no roar, only silence, heavy and electric. In this moment, the jungle holds its breath again. They circle each other slowly, tails flicking, muscles coiled. The confrontation is brief but fierce, a blur of claws, snarls, and dust. Then, as quickly as it began, it ends. One yields, slipping back into the forest, pride intact but territory surrendered. The victor, the spotted ghost we have followed, stands alone once more, chest heaving, fur ruffled but unbroken. The forest resumes its breath, accepting the outcome as it has done since the dawn of time. The leopard climbs again, vanishing into the branches. From above, the world seems calm, a mosaic of light and shadow, the rustling of leaves, the endless song of the night, the star shimmer mirrored in the leopard's gaze. Somewhere below, the defeated rival melts into the undergrowth, and the jungle forgets. There are no grudges here, only cycles. As dawn begins to whisper on the horizon, the leopard retreats to a hidden den, a hollow between roots, dry and sheltered. The sky blushes pale pink, and a chorus of birds returns, singing the forest awake. The leopard curls into itself, body blending seamlessly with the dappled light. Soon, the jungle will teem again with noise and motion, but for now, it rests. The narrator's voice might murmur softly. In the kingdom of shadows, where light is scarce and silence reigns, the leopard moves like a dream between worlds. It is both hunter and ghost, beauty and danger intertwined. In its eyes, we glimpse the mystery of survival, quiet, patient, eternal. The jungle may change, the rivers may shift, but the spirit of the leopard endures, forever hidden, forever watching. The forest sighs. The first rays of sunlight pierce the canopy. The leopard sleeps, unseen, uncelebrated, but sovereign still. The ghost fades with the night, leaving only the whisper of leaves, the shimmer of dew, and the memory of spots dissolving into dawn. The sun rises over the African grasslands, spilling molten gold across a sea of trembling green. The air quivers with warmth and silence, broken only by the distant murmur of wind sweeping to the tall savanna grass. Morning has arrived, calm, bright, and full of promise. In this wide, open world where every shadow is seen, speed becomes survival. And among all who run, one stands unmatched, the cheetah, the swift flame of the plains. She stands alone at first, her slender body outlined against the glowing horizon. Her coat shimmers, tawny gold dusted with black spots, each marking unique like fingerprints of the wind. Her eyes, dark and sharp as obsidian, scan the horizon with restless grace. The cheetah's build is poetry sculpted for motion, a long spine coiled with potential energy, legs shaped by light and air, a tail that balances dreams of speed with controlled precision. Where lions rule through power and tigers through strength, the cheetah reigns through elegance, a whisper of wind made flesh. She is not alone for long. From the shade of a distant acacia, 3 cubs tumble into the light. They're soft, downy fur ruffled by the breeze. They are curious, playful, innocent, unaware of the harsh arithmetic of survival that governs this vast plain. The mother watches them with fierce tenderness, her gaze protected but distant. Every lesson here is written in motion: how to run, how to vanish, how to wait. She teaches not through words, but through rhythm, through the dance of instinct. A herd of gazelles grazes far off, shimmering like mirages in the morning haze. The cheetah crouches low, tail flicking once, a signal to the cubs to stay hidden. The world around her narrows into stillness. Every breath she takes becomes measured, each heartbeat syncing with the pulse of the earth. The wind shifts, carrying scent and possibility. Her body lowers closer to the ground, muscles tensing in silent anticipation. The hunt begins not with movement, but with patience. Then, in a flash too quick for thought, she explodes forward. The grass bends beneath her, as though bowing to her speed. The world blurs, sky, land, and wind fusing into one continuous motion. Her stride lengthens. Her claws grip the earth like anchors of fire. She is not merely running. She is flying, her body stretched in perfect symmetry between heaven and ground. Dust rises in golden spirals behind her as the gazelles scatter, hooves drumming the earth in desperate panic. Faster, still faster. Her breath comes in rhythmic bursts, her lungs burning, her heart pounding like the war drums of life itself. The world narrows to one. The chosen gazelle ahead, its every leap measured, its every turn a plea for escape. But the cheetah's body knows no hesitation. It moves with an artistry born from evolution's finest craftsmanship, a creature shaped by air and time. With a final surge, she strikes. The moment freezes, dust suspended, shadows stilled, the balance of life teetering on the edge of motion. Silence. When the sound returns, it is soft. The quiet pant of breath, the rustle of grass settling. The cheetah stands over her prize, sides heaving, eyes gleaming with the bittersweet knowledge of necessity. She has only minutes before scavengers arrive. Hyenas, vultures, jackals. Time for her is always fleeting. She feeds quickly, then calls softly to her cubs. Their tiny forms emerge in the grass, hesitant yet eager. They approach, learning the taste of the life their mother has given them. This is their first true lesson, the sacred exchange between hunger and harmony. As they eat, the light shifts. Clouds drift across the sky, softening the heat of midday. The cheetah lifts her head often, scanning for danger. She knows the world too well. She has seen lions steal her kills, leopards stalk her young, hyenas circle with cruel patience. Her existence is a balance upon a knife's edge, fragile, fleeting, yet gloriously defiant. Her cubs, unaware of this peril, play among the bones of the plains, their laughter-like chirps carried away by the wind. When the feeding is done, the mother leads them toward a small rise where the grass grows high and golden. From here, the land stretches endlessly, dotted with acacias and distant herds, framed by mountains that shimmer in the heat haze. The cheetah sits, watching. Her gaze carries both pride and melancholy, for she knows how swiftly beauty fades here. Every sunset brings risk, every dawn, the demand to run again. And yet, she remains, slender and strong, the spirit of grace beneath an unyielding sun. The camera pans wide, the mother and her cubs mere specks against the grandeur of the plains. The narrator's voice might whisper, "Here, where the land rolls in waves of gold, the cheetah burns like a living flame. Her gift is speed. But her truest beauty lies not in her chase, but in her resilience. She reminds us that life, however brief, can be lived with breathtaking brilliance. As the day wanes, the world softens once more. The sun dips low, painting the savannah in shades of bronze and fire. Shadows stretch long and the air cools. The cheetah and her cubs rest beneath the acacia once more, their forms blending with the grass. Around them, the evening chorus rises, the distant roar of lions, the cry of an eagle, the murmur of wind. The cubs nuzzle close, their purrs soft as a heartbeat of the earth. Night descends, slow, deliberate, eternal. The stars emerge like 1,000 watchful eyes above the plains. The cheetah lifts her head once, gazing toward them, those silent witnesses to countless generations. Her eyes glimmer faintly in the starlight. For now there is peace. Tomorrow she will run again. Tomorrow the flame will burn anew. The camera lingers, a final image of the cheetah and her cubs under the vast African sky. The wind sighs, the grass shivers, and the world holds its breath. Then, softly, the narrator concludes, "In the endless savannah, speed is not just survival, it is art. The cheetah runs not to escape death, but to embrace life, if only for a heartbeat longer. For in that heartbeat lies the spirit of the wild, fleeting, fierce, and forever free. Rain falls in curtains upon the emerald heart of the Amazon. It is not a soft rain, but a living one, heavy, endless, alive with rhythm. Each droplet seems to carry a fragment of sound, a whisper of life. The forest responds in song. The croak of frogs, the shriek of macaws, the hum of insects that fill the air like invisible waves. Beneath this lush chaos, where vines twist around trees older than time itself, moves a shadow unlike any other, the jaguar, the silent lord of the golden river. Here, everything is hidden. Light filters through layers of green, broken into shimmering mosaics that dance across the forest floor. Water drips from leaves as wide as shields, and roots crawl like serpents through the mud. The air is thick, perfumed with decay and bloom, the scent of creation and destruction intertwined. To survive here is to become part of the forest itself, to move as it moves, breathe as it breathes. And the jaguar has mastered that art. She moves with the patience of rain, her golden coat patterned with black rosettes that mirror the dappled sunlight. Muscles ripple beneath her skin as she glides silently through the undergrowth. Every step is deliberate, precise, as though the earth itself yields to her passage. Her eyes, deep amber, luminous and unreadable, catch every flicker of motion. In her gaze lies the entire story of this place. Strength, mystery, and a quiet understanding of life's fragile balance. Unlike her cousins of the plains, the jaguar hunts not by chase, but by ambush. She does not run. She waits. She listens to forest language, the rustle of branches, the splash of water, the flutter of wings, until it reveals its secret. Now, by the river's edge, she waits. Her reflection ripples upon the golden water, merging her image with the world she rules. The river itself is a living thing, a mirror of the sky above, a serpent of light winding through endless green. Beneath its surface swim caimans, turtles, and fish of colors too brilliant for description. Along its banks, capybaras graze, cautious but calm, trusting the stillness. But stillness, in this place, is never safety. A faint sound, the quiet slap of water against fur. The jaguar's ears flick. Her body lowers. Her breath steadies. The capybara looks up, eyes wide but too late. The jaguar leaps, a flash of gold and black, striking from the shadows. Her paws hit the water with a splash that echoes like thunder. In one swift motion, her jaws close around her prey. There is no struggle, no cry, only the rush of rain and the heartbeat of the jungle. The river absorbs the sound. The forest continues its song, and life circles on. The jaguar drags her prize to the bank, muscles taut beneath the rain. She does not roar, does not announce her triumph. Like the forest itself, she is power wrapped in silence. Water streams down her whiskers, her reflection fractured by raindrops. She eats slowly, methodically, each movement graceful even in its savagery. Above her, a flock of scarlet macaws takes flight, their cries like sparks of color against the storm. The rain deepens. The jungle darkens. Mist rises from the river, curling like smoke around the trees. The jaguar finishes her meal and slips into the water. Unlike any other big cat, she swims with ease, her body cutting to the current as naturally as a fish. The river embraces her, cloaking her in reflections of gold and shadow. She dives, vanishing completely beneath the surface, then emerges downstream, water cascading from her coat in glistening sheets. Here, the jaguar becomes more than a hunter. She is a spirit, an element, the embodiment of the river's power. Indigenous legends tell of her as the bridge between worlds, the guardian of the living and the messenger of the unseen. Her paws tread not just upon earth, but upon myth. To see her is to glimpse the divine rhythm of the rainforest itself, fierce, nurturing, eternal. As the storm eases, the light shifts once more. Sunlight breaks through the canopy, scattering into diamonds across the water. Steam rises from the leaves, and the air shimmers with heat. The jaguar climbs onto a fallen log, her coat radiant in the sudden glow. Drops of water glisten along her spine, each one catching the light like fire. Around her, the forest hums with renewal. Orchids open, insects buzz, and monkeys chatter as though welcoming back the sun. She pauses, looking toward the horizon where the river bends into mist. Her ears twitch, her eyes narrow. There, across the water, another jaguar moves, a male, powerful and sleek. Their eyes meet, an unspoken dialogue passing between them. No sound, no movement, only the understanding that their world is shared yet solitary. The male disappears into the trees, and the female lowers her head once more to drink. Evening approaches. The light softens, turning the river bronze. The forest, too, quiets, as though preparing for rest. The jaguar retreats into the shadows, her form dissolving into the darkness from which she came. Only her eyes remain visible for a moment, twin embers glowing between the vines. Then they, too, vanish, leaving only the sound of the river, steady and unending. The camera rises, up through the canopy, past the dripping leaves and trembling flowers, until the entire forest lies beneath in a vast ocean of green. The voice of the narrator might whisper, "Here, in the lungs of the earth, where rain gives birth to rivers and rivers to life, the jaguar reigns unseen. She is the pulse of the forest, the shadow between light and rain. Her world is not one of conquest, but of harmony, a balance so delicate that even her silence feels sacred." Night descends upon the Amazon. The river glows faintly under the touch of moonlight, winding like a golden serpent through the endless dark. The rain returns, soft now, almost gentle, and somewhere, deep within the folds of shadow and mist, the jaguar sleeps, her dreams filled with water, wind, and the eternal song of the forest that breathes with her. High above the world, Where the air is thin and the sky touches the soul, lies a kingdom of silence. Here, in the frozen vastness of the Himalayas, mountains rise like gods, their jagged crowns draped in snow, their faces carved by centuries of wind and ice. The air trembles with cold, and every sound, the whisper of wind, the fall of snow, the distant crack of a glacier, feels like an echo from the beginning of time. Nothing moves easily here. Life is a whisper against the roar of eternity. Yet, amid this white desolation, a shape glides between stone and shadow, the snow leopard, ghost of the mountains. She appears as if born from mist, pale for merging seamlessly with the snow. Her body is built for silence, her paws cushioned by thick fur, her long tail curling gracefully to balance every step. Each movement is poetry written on the skin of the mountain. Her eyes, gray-green, sharp yet tranquil, hold the stillness of the high peaks, a serenity carved from survival. Few have ever seen her. Fewer still can follow her path. She lives where the world thins to breath and silence. The wind sweeps down the slopes, dragging ribbons of snow in swirling patterns. The leopard moves with the rhythm of the land, a ghost upon stone. Her coat ripples with each step, its rosettes faint as faded ink. She pauses, lifts her head, and tastes the wind. Somewhere below, unseen beneath the cliffs, blue sheep graze on patches of dry grass that cling to the rocks. The hunt begins not with movement, but with stillness. For hours she watches. The mountains are patient teachers. They demand quiet, endurance, restraint. When the moment comes, it arrives like breath after stillness. She descends in silence, paws finding hidden footholds, body blending with the broken landscape. Snow tumbles beneath her, dislodged stones click faintly, and still she flows downward, unstoppable, unseen. Then, with one final leap, she explodes in the shadows. The world narrows to heartbeat and motion, a flash of white and muscle and grace. The blue sheep startles too late, a blur of fur and snow colliding on the ledge. For an instant, predator and prey tumble together, then silence again. The leopard's jaws find their mark. The wind carries away all sound. Life, taken swiftly, without cruelty, the quiet law of these heights. When the hunt is done, she drags her prize beneath an overhang, away from the reach of scavengers and storms. The cold cannot touch her beneath her thick coat. She eats slowly, methodically, her breath steaming in the frozen air. Around her, the peaks glow in hues of amber and rose as the sun dips toward the horizon. Each mountain, each crevice, each whisper cloud is painted in light so soft it seems divine. Night falls like silk. The stars emerge, sharp and innumerable, strewn across the heavens. Below, the world vanishes into shadow. The snow leopard curls around her kill, her tail wrapping her body like a blanket. Her ears twitch at the faint sound of avalanches rumbling miles away, the voice of the mountains speaking in sleep. In this solitude, she is both queen and ghost, her existence a secret shared only with stone and sky. Far below, in a small village nestled in the valley, the people tell stories of her. They say she walks between worlds, half spirit, half flesh. Her eyes, they believe, can see both the living and the lost. When she appears near a settlement, it is a sign of balance, of harmony between man and nature. Children grow up hearing her name whispered in reverence, not fear, to them. She is not a beast of prey, but protector, a symbol of endurance in a world where even the strongest must bow to the cold. Morning returns with light as pale as breath. Frost clings every rock, and the peaks glow gold beneath the newborn sun. The leopard awakens, stretches, and surveys her world. Beneath her, the valleys stretch in endless folds. Rivers frozen in silver ribbons, forests lost in mist. She begins her climb again, paws sinking into soft snow, tail swaying like a living brush painting silence upon the world. Halfway up the ridge, she pauses. The wind carries the distant cry of another snow leopard, a male, his call low and haunting. It rolls across the mountains like a memory. Her ears lift, her eyes soften. In this vast emptiness, such a sound is rare, a reminder that even in solitude, connection endures. She answers, her voice a whisper of echo and longing. The sound drifts into the sky, mingling with the wind until it becomes part of the mountain's music. As the sun rises higher, melting the frost into rivulets of light, she rests upon a ledge overlooking the world below. Her coat gleams with faint warmth, a miracle of adaptation and beauty. Each breath she exhales turns a mist, rising to meet the heavens. Around her, the landscape seems infinite, an ocean of snow and sky. Yet within her stillness lies something eternal. Resilience, peace, the quiet strength of all living things that endure where life should not. From afar, she is invisible, just another shimmer of snow among thousands. But in that invisibility lies her power. She is the mountain's secret, its breath and its spirit. No roar, no sound, only presence. The camera lingers upon her form, then slowly pulls away, rising higher and higher until she becomes a faint shape upon the endless white. The peaks stretch toward the horizon, their ridges glowing beneath the morning sun. The narrator's voice would murmur softly. In the world's highest places, where silence reigns and time itself slows, the snow leopard endures. She is not merely an animal, but a whisper creation. The proof that beauty survives even in hardship, that grace blooms even in desolation. Her life, unseen and untamed, is a hymn to the earth's enduring soul. The wind sighs once more through the mountains, carrying with it snow and song. The world remains still, vast and eternal. And somewhere, beyond the reach of sight, beneath the cold between the stars, the snow leopard walks on, a living ghost and cathedral of ice. Night falls upon the jungle, like ink poured over a canvas of green. The world darkens, yet it does not sleep. Instead, it changes, shifting from the gold of daylight to the silver of moonlight, from the chatter of birds to the whispers of leaves. The forest becomes a place of secrets, and in its silence, another ruler awakens, the leopard, the phantom sovereign of the night. He moves through the undergrowth as if woven from shadow itself. Each step leaves no sound, no trace. His coat, a constellation of dark rosettes upon golden silk, catches the faint moonlight filtering through the canopy. To see him is to glimpse motion and stillness fuse into one. His eyes, luminous and pale as starlight, pierce the darkness ahead. He does not fear the night. He is the night. The air hums with unseen life. The flutter of bats, the chirp of crickets, the distant cough of a deer. Every sound is a signal. Every rustle a story told in whispers. The leopard listens, his ears rotating slightly, attuned to the smallest tremor of movement. Somewhere ahead, the soft tread of hooves on damp soil betrays his prey. The hunt begins not with speed, but with patience. Unlike the lion of the plains or the tiger of the jungle's heart, the leopard is a solitary wanderer. He owes allegiance to no pride, no pack. His kingdom is a canopy in the dark, his throne the branch of a towering fig tree. He climbs effortlessly, claws gripping bark, muscles flowing like water. From his perch, he watches the forest breathe beneath him, rivers shimmering like molten glass, fireflies flickering like fallen stars. The jungle is alive in ways daylight never reveals. Vines hang heavy with dew, leaves glisten like polished emeralds, and the scent of damp earth fills the air. The leopard's world is painted in shades of black and silver, his movements guided more by instinct than sight. He pauses, tail flicking, muscles coiled. Below, a small antelope grazes at the edge of a clearing, unaware of the predator above. Then, silence deepens, the wind halts. The leopard leaps. For a heartbeat he becomes flight incarnate, a blur of gold and shadow plunging through the air. The impact is swift, merciful. The jungle holds its breath, then exhales again as life continues its cycle. The leopard feeds quietly beneath the boughs, the moon watching through the leaves. Nothing here is cruel or kind. It simply is. When the meal is done, he drags the carcass up into the branches, a practice as ancient as instinct. Few predators can match his strength or cunning. There, above the ground, he dines in solitude, safe from scavengers, surrounded by the soft hum of night. The stars, glimpsed through gaps in the canopy, seem close enough to touch. His eyes reflect their light, two burning orbs among the leaves. Far below, the forest stirs again. A civet scurries past. Owls call in duet. Frogs sing from hidden ponds. The rhythm of life continues, woven by unseen hands. The leopard licks his whiskers, cleans his paws, and reclines along a sturdy branch. The air cools, fragrant with wild jasmine and rain-soaked moss. His gaze drifts toward the horizon, where lightning flickers silently, a storm gathering far away. For a moment his eyes soften, and one can almost sense a story behind them, of battles fought, of solitude endured. The leopard's life is a paradox, fierce yet fragile, lonely yet full. He hunts alone, sleeps alone, walks alone, yet his solitude is not emptiness but mastery. Every inch of his forest belongs to him, not by conquest but by coexistence. He is both ghost and guardian, keeping the delicate balance of his world. Sometimes, under the silver moon, the jungle itself seems to bow before him. The wind slows, the crickets hush, and even the leaves still, as though the forest recognizes its silent ruler. He stretches, his spine arching with fluid grace, then descends once more to the forest floor. The ground accepts his weight, like an old friend. He slips through the ferns, vanishing into the weave of roots and shadows. He passes by a waterfall, a ribbon of light in the dark, cascading over mossy stones. The water's voice is ancient, soft, and soothing. He drinks deeply, each drop glinting on his whiskers. His reflection shimmers, distorted, but for a fleeting instant, he sees himself clearly, strength and solitude made flesh. Then a ripple breaks the image, and he moves on. In the distance, dawn begins its quiet return. The eastern sky brightens to a faint gray. Birds stir from their roosts, and the forest hum deepens into the first notes of morning. The leopard, sensing the change, climbs one last time into the safety of a high branch. He lies across it, head resting upon his forelegs, tail dangling lazily. Sunlight, pale and new, filters through the leaves, touching his fur with warmth. For a moment, the camera lingers close, his eyes half closed, his breath slow and steady. The forest glows beneath him, alive, awake. And in that stillness, the narrator might whisper, "In the kingdom of shadows, strength is not noise but silence. Power is not in numbers, but in solitude. The leopard, unseen yet ever present, is the soul of the night, elegant, mysterious, eternal. In every whisper of leaves his spirit moves. In every silence his presence endures." The jungle breathes. The first rays of gold touch the treetops, scattering light across the dew. The leopard closes his eyes fully now, surrendering to rest. The forest belongs once more today. But beneath the roots, within the cool shadows, and beyond the eyes of men, the memory of his movement lingers. A ripple of grace, a ghostly whisper in the endless rhythm of life. The sun rises over the turning world, spilling gold across mountain peaks, savanna plains, and forest shadows. It touches every landscape where the great cats roam, from the dunes of Africa to the ice of the Himalayas, from the misted jungles of Asia to the emerald heart of the Amazon. In that golden light, their stories converge. Different lands, different hunts, different lives, yet all bound by a single thread, the eternal rhythm of nature. This is their world, ancient and unbroken, the world of the big cats. The lion wakes first upon the savannah. His mane glows like sunrise itself, dew glistening on the tall grass around him. Far off, a herd moves, silent silhouettes against the pale horizon. The cubs stir, their small forms tumbling over each other in play. Their roar is faint but full of promise. The lioness watches in the shade of an acacia, her eyes calm, her spirit steady. Their world is warm and golden, filled with sound, the hum of insects, the cry of distant birds, the heartbeat of the plains. For them, morning is not a beginning, but a continuation. The next verse in a song as old as time. Thousands of miles away, in the deep jungles of India, the tiger rises. Sunlight filters through the leaves, touching the stripes along his back like painted fire. He moves through mist and green, through the echo of dripping water and the scent of life. His every step stirs the world around him. The hush of birds, the gaze of monkeys high above. The forest recognizes him as its monarch, not by fear, but by reverence. When he drinks in the river, his reflection merges with that of the trees, as though he were part of them, the jungle's living flame. In the night jungles of Africa, the leopard awakens from his rest. The forest is silver and still. He stretches, the moonlight tracing his muscles, his rosettes shimmering faintly. Above, owls glide in silence. Below, the river hums softly through the stones. He descends from his branch, paws touching the earth without sound. To walk in his footsteps is to walk the boundary between light and dark, seen and unseen. Every movement is a memory of balance, of quiet strength hidden beneath beauty. Across the ocean, in the dripping green of the Amazon, the jaguar prowls along the river's edge. Rain has passed, and steam rises from the earth. Her paws sink into the mud. Her whiskers glisten with water. She pauses to watch the reflection of clouds drifting upon the river's surface. In that reflection lies the sky, the trees, and her own golden shape, a reminder that all things in nature are mirrors of one another. When she dives into the water, silent and sure, the ripples spread outward, blending light, shadow, and motion into one. High above them all, where no tree grows and the air freezes a breath, the snow leopard steps across a ridge of ice. The wind sings around her, carrying whispers from lands far below. Her eyes, pale, eternal, scan the white horizon. No other cat lives in such silence, yet she seems at peace with it. For in that stillness she is complete, the living breath of the mountain itself. The peaks rise behind her, endless and bright, and she moves through them not as a hunter, but as a spirit. Each of them, in their own world, embodies a fragment of the same truth, that life's beauty lies not in dominance, but in harmony. The lion's roar, the tiger's stride, the jaguar's patience, the leopard's grace, the snow leopard's silence, all are voices in the same song. Together they tell the story of evolution's artistry, of survival shaped by landscape, of balance between power and peace. The camera rises, carrying the viewer through continents, across oceans, above forests and deserts and rivers. From this vast perspective, the world glows in a mosaic of light, blue, green, gold, white. Every habitat pulses with energy, each big cat a living ember within its realm. The narrator's voice, soft yet resonant, begins to speak. They are more than hunters, more than beasts of strength and stealth. They are living symbols of the earth's wild heart. In their eyes, we see not only the story of nature, but the reflection of our own spirit, resilient, fierce, and free. As the light deepens toward dusk, the film slows. Scenes unfold in slow motion, the lion standing upon a golden ridge, mane streaming in the wind, the tiger crossing a river, droplets scattering like diamonds, the leopard leaping between branches, silent as breath, the jaguar swimming through sunlight, the snow leopard vanishing into snow. Each movement is grace itself, each heartbeat a prayer. Then, as twilight descends upon the earth, shadows lengthen. Stars emerge once more above the vast savanna, the endless jungles, the frozen peaks. The big cats retreat to their domains, as they have for millennia. The world turns quietly, the rhythm unbroken. Somewhere, a lion roars, his voice rolling through the night. Deep, powerful, eternal. Somewhere else, a tiger answers with silence, his eyes glowing in the dark. The wind carries their presence, from Africa's grasslands to Asia's forests, from rivers to mountains, as though the world itself breathes through them. Even as human civilization expands, there remain places untouched where their spirits endure. In those places, time moves differently. The wild still speaks. The narrator's voice fades into the hush of night. They are the keepers of balance, the guardians of mystery, the silent poets of the wild. To see them, even once, is to remember what it means to belong to this earth. For in every paw print pressed into dust or snow lies a message, ancient and simple, that life in all its forms is sacred. The final scene unfolds, the earth seen from above, wrapped in clouds and light. The forests shimmer like emerald seas, the deserts glow like fire, the ice gleams like stars. And faintly, almost imperceptibly, echoes of roars, growls, and purrs ripple through the sound of wind, as though the planet itself dreams of its wild children. Then silence, only the whisper of leaves and the distant heartbeat of rain. The screen darkens slowly, and golden letters appear. Big Cats in 4K, spectacular scenes of big cats in wild nature. A tribute to Earth's eternal guardians. The music swells, deep, slow, reverent, and the film fades into darkness. And in that moment, though the screen has dimmed, the mind still sees them. The lion upon the plain, the tiger among the trees, the leopard in the moonlit canopy, the jaguar gliding through the river, the snow leopard upon a throne of silence. Still alive, still watching, still wild,